So apparently we have a little bit of a time skip in this episode 17 of Dragon Ball Super to be exact. And it is a 6-month time gap from last week's episode. And Vegeta has been off on Whis' planet training this whole time. And who knows how much more powerful he's gotten. So anyway, I am Chimera45 and welcome to my review of Dragon Ball Super. This week, episode 17, like I mentioned earlier. This week's episode starts off as every week's episode does with a little review of last week. And that's when we learn that it's been 6 months since. So, in this 6 months, Pan has been born. We don't get any, delivery scene. We don't get any, she's having the baby scene. It's just, boom, we're there. Hercule is playing with baby Pan, and Videl is watching. And then Gohan comes home, and, oh, God, they bring back the great Saiyaman. Now, when it was very first introduced, I didn't despise Saiyaman. It was kind of dumb to me, but at the same time, I could kind of get Gohan wanting to hide his identity and keep everyone, in the dark about who he is and what he can actually do. But after everyone found out in the tournament, I just kind of think they should have dropped the whole Saiyaman thing. Everyone found out he was the gold fighter. Everyone found out he was Saiyaman. It just doesn't work anymore, you know what I mean? And especially now that he's older, he has a wife, he has a kid. He shouldn't be dressing up like a superhero like that, man. And especially the way he talks. Anyway, this is not going to turn into a Great Saiyaman bash video. So Hercule and Great Saiyaman are fighting over who loves Pan more, and they're tossing her up into the air and stuff like that. Just gently goofing around with her, and she's part Saiyan, so she can handle it. But of course, Chi-Chi shows up. She has to ruin all the fun by saying that Pan isn't gonna grow up to fight. She's gonna grow up to be a proper modern lady. Fuck that. Let the girl kick some ass. We don't have that many strong female fighters in Dragon Ball Z. We have 18. We had Videl. That's about all I can think of. There's been movie characters and things like that, but overall, no one really has stuck around. Chi-Chi in the beginning of Dragon Ball was a fighter, but that just completely went out the window after the start of Z. Anyway, after Chi-Chi finishes chewing them out, we cut to a scene where Bulma is making an appointment to get her hair cut, and a bank robber goes by her and dents her car, so she chases after them. And when she catches up, she runs them off the road, but the police officer that was following them turns out to be Krillin, who writes Bulma a ticket for speeding and reckless driving, which is hilarious. So after all of that is taken care of, they all go, Gohan, Goku, Goten, Krillin, they all meet up at Gohan's place where Chi-Chi has locked Gohan and Hercule out of the room with Pan in it because she does not think that she can trust them around her. And her and Videl are talking, and Chi-Chi's rattling on about how Pan's going to do this or do that. And then finally she thinks to ask Videl how Videl wants to raise her. In the meantime, everyone's outside of the room trying to convince everyone else to talk to Chi-Chi to try to get her to open the door. And Bulma's like, don't worry, I got this, and goes in. And they start talking about how Saiyans are clueless when it comes to family matters and things like that. And Bulma asks Videl also how Videl wants to raise Pan. And she said, well, I was a fighter, it's kind of what got me and Gohan together. But at the same time, I had other options like dolls and dressing up and things like that. And, she just wants Pan to have all options available to her so that she can pick out what she wants to do. And Bulma's like, okay, yeah, if that actually works out, because you can't control a Saiyan. Vegeta's been off at Whis' planet for 6 months training, and then that's when Goku overhears, and he's like, wait, what? And comes busting through the wall. It kind of reminded me of the Kool-Aid Man, how he'll just come busting through the wall going, oh yeah. Kind of reminded me of that in a way. So after fixing her wall real quick, Goku's interrogating her, how long has he been there? What's he doing there? And she's just like, I don't know. He's probably just training to reach that level you've reached. And this gets Goku all freaked out because you know how they have that rivalry. For Vegeta, it's a lot more intense than it is for Goku. But at the same time, Goku does not want Vegeta getting that edge, So Goku's like, well, when's the next time Whis is coming back over? I got to talk to him and convince him to train me. And Bulma's like, I don't know. It'll probably be a month or two. So Goku's like, alright. And he just keeps pestering Bulma over and over and over again, asking if Whis showed up. And so finally she just gives him a phone and is like, here, just hold on to this and I will call you when Whis shows up. So finally, after waiting, I guess like another month or so, Whis shows back up and Goku goes there with Gohan following him because Gohan becomes suspicious when Goku is just staring at the phone all the time waiting for a call. And Gohan overhears him talking to Whis, and Gohan's like, oh man, this is going to be bad when Mom finds out. So Goku's asking Whis, I heard Vegeta's training with you. Can you train me? And Whis actually surprisingly says yes, without any demands or anything like that. He just will willingly train Goku because he feels it's the proper time. And I will get into that in a little bit. So Goku's like, okay, cool, let's go. But Whis is like, we're not leaving just yet. I came all the way to Earth for my lunch. We're not interrupting that. Goku's like, oh, okay, right, go ahead, just take your time. And we all know how that turns out. 2 seconds later, he's asking, you guys done yet? And they haven't even taken the first bite. And Goku, of all people, should know that food is to be savored and enjoyed, not rushed through. Although Goku, I guess, rushes through and savors and enjoys food. So I guess to him, it doesn't make much of a difference. But anyway, Whis finally says, or Bulma actually says, Goku, if you keep interrupting Whis, he's probably not going to train you. So that gets Goku to wait kind of patiently. And at the end, Whis finishes eating, and Goku's like, "Okay, let's go." But then they hear someone yelling, and they look up and they see Chi-Chi coming. Gohan went and told her, like the little bitch that he is right now. And Goku's like, "Oh crap, it's Chi-Chi." It's just so funny. I love how they're able to cuss and things like and talk like that now. Just makes the show so much more enjoyable for a more mature audience, I guess. So she's just chasing him around like, you're not going to go train, you're going to stay here and be a respectable grandfather for your granddaughter. And as all this is going on, Whis is like, oh, okay, maybe I should just leave right now. And he goes and walks away, and Goku's like, no, wait. Literally, he doesn't rip her hands off of him, but he just like pulls Chi-Chi's hands off of him. He starts chasing, and he runs back to the Chi-Chi. He's like, Chi-Chi, I tried doing things your way, but I just can't do it. I gotta get stronger, babe. Bye. Literally just jumps on Whis as Whis starts to leave. And as they're flying away, Chi-Chi's yelling after him like, get back here, Goku! And in the end, she's like, oh, well, I guess I really can't change him after all. He'll be back when he's hungry. And she goes and talks to Bulma about a party for Pan. And as they're flying through space, Whis is like, well, that was certainly dramatic. Are you sure it's okay for you to leave like this? I'd hate to be called a homewrecker. And Goku's like, nah, don't worry, she'll get angry, but Chi-Chi knows me better than anyone, so she'll understand why I need to do this. And it was just actually a pretty cool scene, because it's like, although they appear to butt heads all the time, you can tell that Chi-Chi truly loves Goku, and Goku loves her as much as he is able to love someone. Like, it's hard to explain how Goku loves people. He doesn't love them in the traditional sense, but at the same time, he does love them. It's really hard to explain. And that's how the episode ends, with Goku and Whis heading off to Whis' planet. It's technically Beerus' planet, but we're just going to say Whis' planet. So overall, this was an okay episode. The animation here and there got a little wonky, but it's an in-between episode, so as long as they focus the animation on the main things, then, it doesn't really matter. Lots of humor. Oh, big complaint about it is that they had to bring back fucking Great Saiyaman, but that's about the only thing I can really complain about. I do like how Goku pretty much said, well, he didn't say fuck you to Chi-Chi. He was just like, sorry, Chi-Chi, but despite what you say, I'm still going to do what I want to do, and I'm going to go train with Whis, so see ya. Just overall was a good episode, and just is leading into the next arc, which is probably my least favorite arc of Super so far. The next one, just because of how much they just kind of, I don't want to say rush through it, because there are a couple of arcs where you feel like they definitely rushed through it, but they just didn't plan it very well. Anyway, we'll get into that when it shows up. So yeah, this has been my review on episode 17 of Dragon Ball Super. I hope you've enjoyed. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. Check out Dragon Ball Super, because it is a very entertaining show. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It doesn't have the best storytelling. Doesn't have the worst storytelling. But just overall, it is an entertaining show, and that's all you really should look at it for. It's just entertainment, not to take it seriously, which is what way too many people are doing. Anyway, yeah, I will see you next week for my review of episode 18. Have a good day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you when you watch this video. And I will see you then.